Hey everybody, this is Andy Demon, and we are back with another review of the Castlevania Netflix series. And it looks like my cat is already on the move, and actually she's moving to the corner of the bed opposite of me, so I don't have to move stuff around for her. So, episode 3, Labyrinth. So quite a bit happens here. The one main thing here is, well, the first major thing for anybody who's played the games is the introduction of Sypha Belnades, or Belnades. I don't know how to pronounce it. Actually, I've heard it be pronounced either way, either Belnades or Belnades. Feel free to correct me in the comments. So, the way they introduce Sypha is actually a very clever nod to the games. If you played Dracula's Curse, I've seen enough of Dracula's Curse to know this, and I've actually did some research here and now just to make sure I had my facts right. So in the game, you find Sypha you find her as a statue, and you fight this Cyclops as a boss, and by defeating the Cyclops, you free her from her petrification, and that's when she joins you. And that's pretty much how they did it here in the anime. Is Trevor goes down to these catacombs. Okay, the catacombs thing I actually liked, because I did do a Pathfinder one shot recently, where we went down into this catacombs with a vampire huntress to fight a Dullahan. And so, as I was watching Trevor head into this like abandoned chapel, and then head down into the catacombs beneath it, I was kind of having flashbacks of that Pathfinder campaign, so there was that, and I like that sort of thing. I'm a nostalgia junkie. I just like thinking back on past stuff, you know? So, yeah, Trevor goes down into these catacombs. He finds the Sypha as a statue. He doesn't know it's Sypha, though. He thinks it's this one old guy's dead granddaughter. He went down there expecting to find her remains, pretty much. The deal was he would go down to the catacombs to get her remains, and the speakers would leave. So he did find that. He sort of found her remains. He actually wasn't when he fought he found her as a statue, which meant she was kind of in a death-like state. Then he got faced off against he fought the Cyclops that had turned her into a statue in the first place, and this is where I actually liked a lot of the choreography that came into this fight. Is he mostly uses his sword he predominantly uses his sword throughout this episode. But the way he uses his whip along with the sword is pretty clever, and it's impressive choreography. I do like the action that they showed in this episode. So there was that, and not to mention the acrobatic stuff that Trevor pulls off in this episode as well. He says this is him out of practice. Like if this is him out of practice, I'd like to see if this is what he's like just being out of practice. I can't wait to see him when he's back in his prime. And in fact, you might have actually seen him in his prime a bit in the end of this episode. So yeah, he beats the Cyclops, and the spell on Sypha wears off. She turns back to normal, like in the game, like in Dracula's Curse. And another thing I heard Trevor make a jab at Sypha. Apparently, something about the speakers dressing everybody up to look like boys, and this actually reminded me of a little thing that happened with Sypha. Now in the story of Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse, Sypha apparently disguised herself as a man to be a vampire hunter. And I guess that as vampire huntresses aren't a thing in 15th century Wallachia. So yeah, so the Japanese version of Castlevania 3 for the Famicom does state as such, but in the English version, the localized version for the NES, the instruction manual incorrectly translated, saying that Sypha was a man. Like there was nothing about him being a woman, her being a woman dressed up as a man, and she was just a man in the English version of the instruction manual. Also, and that actually led to, if I recall correctly, it actually led to Sypha being adapted into that show, this cartoon, Captain N, the Game Master, as an old man. So that was all some interesting stuff there pertaining to Sypha. And they did a pretty good nod to it, and they had Trevor do a pretty good nod to it in a single sentence. So that all happens. So we are introduced to Sypha. She doesn't seem to demonstrate any magical abilities in this episode yet. And keyword being yet. I don't know if she starts fighting in later episodes. I know she's supposed to already have control of like fire, ice, lightning. She's basically a sorceress at least in the games. I don't know if that's what she is here. All I know is that she's involved with the speakers, which is like this nomadic tribe of like storytellers. So speaking of which, and after he gets Sypha back, Trevor is put at odds with the local church. So apparently this basically becomes Hunchback of Notre Dame from here. Like you've got the corrupt religious guy, you've got the gypsies, and you've got the corrupt religious guy basically blaming everything on the gypsies and telling everybody to get their pitchforks and torches, to come at them with pitchforks and torches at like 4 in the afternoon or 7 at night. I don't know. I don't know when it was during Access Hollywood. I'm just referencing the Simpsons movie at this point. So let's stop right there. Yeah, and this guy, I'm not kidding when I compare this guy to Judge Frollo. Oh, it's like you take Judge Frollo, take away his lust, you take Judge Frollo, in an M-rated setting and take away the lust and factor, and I'm not too far off the mark here. If anything, I would almost say he's worse than Frollo. Oh, and I'd say he and Frollo are just about the same in the bad guy factor here. And so, yeah, this not a good guy. Without spoiling anything, this is not a good guy. You already you probably know like the very second you see him that this is a bad guy. I think he was actually the one who got. I think he was actually the one that got Dracula's wife burned at the stake at the start of burned at the stake in the first episode. So in hindsight, he may very well be the person responsible for all of this crap that's going on right now. And yeah. So and I guess it's a go figure when Trevor goes up against this guy, and again in some impressive fight scenes, and like I feel like Trevor is really getting back into his. This is why I feel like Trevor is getting back into his prime. Like he gets something of a resolve back. Like I guess he's had the whole thing about the church excommunicating his family thing weighing on him all this time, and now he's getting over that and realizing why he's doing this all, why he's fighting monsters in the first place, and he's giving into the mindset of stopping at nothing for the good of the country, and he pretty much goes into badass mode. He starts looking and fighting more like he does in the games, and there's actually some nods to even the sub weapons in this. Like he throws swords like the daggers. He throws an axe in a boomerang like arch. He sets a puddle of oil on fire in a vein similar to the holy water bottle. What I assume are the holy water bottles. I think that's what those were. I'm looking at these and I'm thinking of the sub weapons that these could have all like this. I feel like these people. These are all clever nods to the actual games, and I think that's one thing. That's probably one thing I really like about this. Is like it's while being different in its tone and storytelling, and despite all the vulgar language that the characters are the vulgar and out of place language that these characters are using. This is turning out to be a really faithful adaptation. You consider it source material, like the stuff Trevor. I see Trevor doing all this stuff, and I just imagine this being the kind of stuff he does in the games. My cat's trying to be the center of attention again. So, I want to say that this is my favorite episode so far, just for that. Like, this is probably the episode that's shown me that this is pretty much this is a very faithful adaptation. Like, it's not just a matter of trying to retell the story either, or like if it was just doing that, it could have been in just like an animated movie. But it's doing so much more. Like this is the kind of stuff I wish you'd have to watch it to really understand what I'm saying, but all the positive stuff I've been seeing on Twitter up until I've actually started watching this myself a couple of nights ago, I'm getting it now. I'm enjoying this. I'm looking forward to more of this, guys. This is probably my favorite episode. I say it again, this is pretty much my favorite episode so far, so it's certainly got me hyped to see more, so I'm looking forward to that, and I'm hoping you look forward to more of these reviews. I can't see myself going anywhere but up at this point. Because hey, they haven't even I don't think they've even gotten to their best yet. Like, the best is yet to come. So until then, this has been me reviewing episode 3 of the Castlevania Netflix series. Thank you all guys for watching. I hope you're looking forward to more, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.